How's it going on this Tuesday? Frank, House of Orange, coming at you. Tennessee, Josh Elander, they continue to reload in the portal, get a big commitment last night. There's multiple visitors on campus, and then we've got MLB draft coming up. There's the MLB top 200 that was put out, a lot of Tennessee in that, and there's one potential return. It could be big for this lineup, depending on what's happened there. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe button on it. First of all, Tennessee gets commitment last night. Middle infielder Wyatt Hanoyan out of Air Force was considered a big pickup. He's a guy who doesn't strike out a lot. He's a guy who basically he gets on base. He does what you're looking to do. Last year, I talked about him a little bit before. His numbers last year. Get that pulled up here real quick. Should have had it up already. Here we go. 357. So he was a true freshman last year. Played in all 53 games. 49 runs, scored 66 hits, 14 doubles, 4 triples, 6 bombs, 49 RBIs. He slugged 573. Here's the numbers to me that are interesting. Of course, 498 on base percentage, which is really good. 32 walks, hit by pitch 24 times, struck out 21 times, 2 double plays on the year. That's pretty impressive numbers right there. And this is a Tennessee team that we saw in the Chapel Hill Regional could not get the hits when they needed to. I think you're seeing a little bit of a change in approach based on guys that they're bringing in. Of course, you've got Braden Kersey from Mercer coming in, two-way guy. You've got Brody Trosclair, left-hander, who come in, and now you've got Hanoyan as well. So it's a good start. Now, does Tennessee have as many commitments as other schools? No, but here's the thing of it. We're about halfway through the month right now. The portal's still open to the end of June. You think of some of the bigger commitments over the last few years, going back to last year, like Henry Ford, year before that, Doyle and Fisher, Billy Amick, before that, some of these. They didn't pop till July. Gavin Keelan, saying that. I think I saw Gavin Keelan 2 years ago went on July 4th is when he announced. I've seen people panicking a little bit because other schools are getting commitments. There's been some dudes come to campus, did not commit, and went elsewhere. But Tennessee's still getting good players on campus. Hanoyan, in the interview on VolQuest.com or article on VolQuest, said he's already been recruiting. He's already been out because he's a California guy. He's out trying to get these California guys in the fold as well. And some of them he talked to Jerry Grinlinger, brother of Trent Grinlinger, high school prospect. I'll talk more about him in a minute. And Gary Morse, both guys from Southern California. Again, said he's already been on them. Tennessee they have hosted a few dudes from California right now. Michael Malky, Cal Baptist, right-handed pitcher. Left-handed pitcher Ricky Ojeda, UC Irvine. I've seen Ricky Ojeda is considered a pretty big draft risk. And then outfielder Diego Castellanos from St. Mary's. I've seen he's a draft risk as well. But with those also, I've seen people say, well, why invest the time in a guy who's a potential draft risk? Well, Henry Ford was a potential draft risk as well, and Tennessee was able to get him to campus this year. I think you put the time, especially you don't know what's going to happen with the MLB draft. You don't know, out of guys from current team, I'm trying to think they were invited to the combine. I know Tegan Coons, Henry Ford, Garrett Wright were all invited to the MLB combine. At least those three off the top of my head. A bunch of their prospects that are signed to come in was invited. So I'm really curious to see how Tennessee's going to be affected by the upcoming draft, which I want to talk about. So now, again, you've got – and I want to look at your returns too. Returns that we know for sure so far. Trent Grinlinger, Stone Lawless, Levi Clark, Blaine Brown, Tyler Myatt, and then pitchers Landon Mack, Cam Appenzeller, Will Haas, Chandler Day. I'm blanking right now because I don't have them in front of me. There's more. Still waiting to hear on guys like Ethan Biotto, Brady Frederick, I know both those guys, from what I've seen, are pitching in the Cape Cod League right now. I've kind of given my thoughts on that, but I will say this too on Brady Frederick. I think it would be, I know he's a diehard Vol fan from Knoxville area, transferred there from ETSU, didn't go, I don't think how anybody planned this year, but the fact that he hasn't announced, I'm wondering if he doesn't see what happens. But if he does come back, man, I would love for it to see him bounce back, have a big year next year. That would be huge for the team and be huge for him as well. Because again, he's a guy come in, had a really good year at ETSU, was SoCon Pitcher of the Year when he came in last year. It was considered a big pickup out of the portal. Again, there's some guys that trying to pull the roster up here because I know there's a couple that I'm forgetting. Blaine Brown, I'll just kind of go down. Blaine Brown has confirmed he's back. Ariel Antigua announced he is transferring to Arizona. It's Arizona, yes. So wish him the best of luck. I wish it could have worked out for him here. Manny Marin's in the portal. Garrett Wright is thought to be, he was invited to the MLB Combine. Garrett Wright as well, let me pull the top 200 back up, is listed at 188. So I would be really surprised if he were back. It's not out of the realm of possibility by any means. Frederick, we haven't heard. Hindi graduated. Jay Abernathy transferred to Oklahoma. Wish Jay Abernathy the best as well. I know Jay Abernathy, that family, they bleed orange. And, it's unfortunate for whatever reason it didn't work out, but definitely wish him the best. Henry Ford, he is ranked number 145 on the MLB top 200. Slim to none chance him coming. I would put it at none. Evan Blanco out of eligibility. Evan Hankins transferred Virginia Tech. Reese Chapman out of eligibility. Interesting one, here's Blake Grimmer. He wasn't invited to the MLB Combine. He was not ranked in the top 200. What does that mean? It really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, but I still lean more towards that Blake Grimmer will get drafted high enough, somewhere in the top 10 rounds. You get in that 5, 7, 8 round range, there's really not a huge difference on it. Blake Grimmer does, he does have he has the negotiation power right now where he can negotiate a higher bonus since he still has the eligibility left. But I've seen it mentioned that one's not out of the realm of possibility coming back. If you move him, Hanoian pretty much going to play second. You put Blake Grimmer on third, and that's a big power bat in the lineup too. So I think that one bears watching as well. Hunter Hyde portal, Levi Clark's back, Icefelder portal. I've seen Ole Miss mentioned strongly with him, possibly Oklahoma as well. Mac, Appenzeller, Myatt are back. Coons will be a first-round pick. He's ranked 24th on the MLB top 200. Brandon Arvidsson gone. Newstrom transferred. Lawless back. Hudson Chance transferred. Taylor Tracy transferred. Grinlinger, of course, announced he's back. Finley Bates, Ethan Moore in the portal. Bo Rudy will go high enough where he gets drafted. Braden Krenzel announced he's transferred to Arkansas. Cash Williams announced he's transferring to West Virginia. Sawyer Deering portal. Ari Bethea, I'm pretty sure he's in the portal. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Ethan Bioto, we haven't heard on him yet. Jackson Estes, that's the one I always forget here. Big power arm, could be a big part of that pitching staff next year. Will Haas is back. Nick Abraham went to the portal. Chandler Day is confirmed he's back. Not heard anything on Jax Bishop or DJ McDowell, but that's some guys that have some potential as well. Now you add to that the signing class that's coming in. You got 19 guys. Pretty much the majority of them are ranked within the top 200. How many are you going to lose to the draft? I mean, it remains to be seen because here's what you got. Jared Grinlinger is ranked 18th on it. This is not the perfect game rankings. This is MLB Pipeline's top 200 prospects. Jared Grinlinger, 18th. Trevor Condon, 22nd. Tegan Coons, 24th. Caden McCarthy, right-hander, Vermont Academy, ranked 78th overall. Sean Sullivan, right-hander out of Ohio, 83rd. Cole Kinniger, who's pitcher shortstop, ranks 98. Jack Dugan out of Lipscomb, 106. Sean Dunlap, catcher, ranks 112. Tyler Putnam, looks like he is doesn't say if he's right, a pitcher who's hit up to 97. He ranks 134. Gary Morse, I mentioned, he's 6'8", California guy, 137. Henry Ford, 145. Garrett Wright, 188. That's where everything's at as far as Tennessee and their ranking. Will all those guys go to the draft? I mean, possibly not. But again, when you bring in those type of signing classes, you're always going to have to sweat it out through the draft. And, last year for Tennessee, the draft was really good. There wasn't any real – actually, you got some guys to campus that maybe thought that wouldn't get there. So we'll see how it comes out this year. Strong class. Can these guys come in and do it as well? For Tennessee, here's what I'm looking at as far as needs. You need right-handed pitchers still out of the bullpen. Again, I'm high on Bioto. I think he could be a big arm out of the pen. If he stays around, you got plenty of left-handers right now. You got Brody Trosclair coming in, which I have seen that he may not be ready till about conference play next year, based on he did apparently, based on what I've read, did do the internal brace toward the end of this past season. But big-time arm come in there. Braden Kersey can fill in there as well. He'll hit. He'll pitch some in relief as well. I would imagine on the days he pitches, he DHs for Tennessee. I think it's too big of a bat to not have in. And, the upside with him apparently is pitching. So seems to me like the upside's pretty high on both hitting and pitching with him. Looking at position-wise, you're covered at catcher. You're good at first base. You can play Levi Clark there. You can play Stone Lawless there as well. You got Hanoian to play second base. You need a shortstop. One name I'm curious to see. A lot of people, Chris Ramirez, Cal Baptist. He is playing with, I'm trying to think, there's 2 or 3 Tennessee guys on his team, the Cape Cod League. I'd seen earlier, maybe toward the latter part of last week, where Tennessee's coaches were up at the Cape Cod. So you got to think they're up there doing their due diligence and recruiting. And he's one of the top shortstops in the portal. Be interested to see, because Tennessee obviously right now needs a shortstop. They don't have any on the team. Third base could go, numerous ways there. Could you see Tyler Myatt there? If Blake Grimmer comes back, could you see him there? Outfield, Blaine Brown's back. And I like it. I like it. I think people give up too easily when a guy has a bad year. Think back to Blake Burke's sophomore year. A lot of people gave up on him when we saw what he did a year later. I'm not saying Blaine Brown is going to be Blake Burke, but Blaine Brown has a ton of potential, and I'm happy he's back. I think he potentially adds a lot to this lineup. Again, Myatt can play the outfield as well, looking there. And then I think you still need a center fielder. Just depending. Center field, shortstop are your 2 main things that I feel you need as far as lineup. You need right-handed pitchers. I still think you need another starter potentially out of the portal. There will be more guys come up. There will be some of them that are draft risks as well, but that's kind of the nature of it at this point. Not really recorded. I didn't really think there was anything newsworthy in the last week on it as well. Me trying to finish up school, which I'm on break now, so we'll try to get things back going here as well. Take a couple of days to recuperate, and we'll try to do that. And then, again, looking at branching out, going to start work, probably diving into that pretty good this week as well. But this is Frank. This is the House of Orange, and I will see you when I see you.